Okay. I always want to be like Queen. Here we are. Anyway, here we are. So introduction to the lab environment. So here's how it's going to go. So we're going to talk about lab environment, and then we're just going to roll right into the lab. The labs are actually pre-warmed, so it should be good. Now, here's where I'm going to lie to you right off the bat. Isn't it great that I'm so honest right at the very beginning? I'm just going to lie to you right off the bat. It's not aws.quicklabs.com. It's actually where is it? webage.quicklabs.com. So I'm going to post that in the chat. Everyone should click on this URL, webage.quicklabs.com. Because what's going to happen is that you're going to log into this. Now, you're going to be like, but Michael, what's my username and password? Now, hopefully some of you got an email on this. If you didn't, well, we might have a whole different problem. I am actually logged in. Good. Let's go take a look at this. Your username is going to be, look at this. I don't think anybody used their Gmail address. Did anybody use their Gmail address? Oh, that's me. That's me, forget it. I don't think anybody used their Gmail address. Oh, Greg's involved. Huh. Greg, by the way, works, he's the account liaison for Booz, so I'm kind of curious that he's there. Bottom line is that you all used your BAH email address, or you were all registered with your BAH.com email address. So just be aware that you're going to use that to log in. Now, you should have gotten an email that like verified your account and all this other stuff. And if you don't know it, just click on forgot password. Just, you know, when you come in here and you go to log in, right? I'm going to sign out really quick. Just say that you want to sign in and just say you forgot your password right here. Now, hopefully you verified your account, because if you didn't verify your account, I don't even think the password reset's going to work. But I would like everyone to log in right now into webage.quicklabs.com. Please do not log into www.quicklabs. Please do not log into amazon.quicklabs. It is webage.quicklabs.com. So do me a favor and give me a green checkbox on your reactions when you have logged into the website. Good. Good. All right, I know that not all of you are there, so just keep going. If you are logged in, and don't worry for those of you who are not logged in, I'm going to repeat this. If you're already logged in, please click on like, you know, sessions, or it's like in classes. And what you'll see is you'll see a little box at the top that says developing on AWS. You just click on that. And what you're going to do is you're going to actually go to, let's see, I'm going to go to my classroom really quick. You're going to go to lab 1. Now, some of the labs are still pre-warming, and that's okay. But what's going to happen is you're going to go to lab 1 and you're going to open the lab up, and you're going to hit the start lab button in the upper left-hand side. That's this green button that you can see on the screen. That's going to start your timer. And then you're going to do the instructions that are listed on this web page. It is going to log you in to a dedicated AWS account just for this lab that is going to stay up for as long as that timer has time on it. So a reminder, if you're just getting logged in, you're going to click on your classroom, click on your learning lab, right? You're going to click on developing on AWS. And then you're going to click on start lab, and you're going to follow the instructions. This is going to be probably one of the easiest labs you do today. So you're going to connect to your environment. And by the way, you have a choice of Windows development using either the web browser or RDP. I'm just going to tell you this, by the way. If you're on Booz's VPN, especially with Zscaler in play, you're going to end up using Guacamole. And I apologize for that, but that's just the way the corporate network rolls over at Booz. By the way, which is no different than any other corporate network, just so we're clear. They don't typically allow RDP sessions outside of the environment, or even SSH sessions outside the environment. So, but if you're already logged in, you're already inside your learnings, and you're in developing on AWS, just go ahead and start lab 1. Click on that start button on the upper left-hand side and just get to it. Let me check here. Good. Kevin, I see you're in. Good. Huh. Excellent. Good. Win. What an interesting group of last names, actually. Yeah, Billy, make sure you check your spam folder because sometimes it'll slow it down. This is the first class I've ever had out of like 400 classes where nobody has a last name. Well, I guess it's the way you all are named, actually. I don't have anyone in the lower levels here. That's funny. Some of you are using first name, some are using last name. It's all first name. Fascinating. Huh. All right. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. For those of you who haven't received your password yet, I'm here to troubleshoot. For the rest of you, please start working on lab 1. Your goal is to work through all 8 of these tasks. There actually might be more. Notice, by the way, that you do actually get to later on pick your language, but for this one, you are not. Oh, no, there is. Yeah, you got Python testing on Windows, testing on Linux. So you actually do get to choose. Okay, cool. So remember to stick with your language that makes sense to you. So sorry to say it again, on step 8, you get to choose your language that you want to use for testing. Okay. In general, if you are using .NET or Java or Python, actually, you have to use Windows. Python doesn't have to use Windows. On Python, you can actually use Linux. But I think for the rest, you actually have to use Windows if you want to use Java or .NET. Okay. All right. And Jason, you're in.
I have a message that says provisioning lab resources. How long will that normally take?
It usually doesn't take longer than 10 minutes, but it's been running for a minute, so it should be going pretty fast. So just let it run for a second. Was that to Terrell?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So on the left-hand side where mine says in lab and underneath it has instructions, yours says provisioning resources.
Yes, that's correct.
What's the estimated time that it says there?
It doesn't give an estimated time. It just says 2 hours. In lab 2 hours and provisioning lab resources right now.
Okay. That should only last for a few minutes, so let me know if that doesn't change. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So for those of you doing the labs, this is a 30-minute lab. So no dawdling. No dawdling. It's 2:10. So we're going to check in at 2:40, right? So it gives you about 30 something minutes to do it. Okay. So just FYI, stay focused and lean. Don't get distracted. That's right. I wanted to share this with you. I do need to share this. I didn't realize this was in the speaker notes here. That is the solution zip file for all of the labs, if I remember correctly. Yep. recording here for a second. So here, by the way, is a sample application with a service map inside of AWS. So you may remember X-Ray. I told you it would basically integrate in with CloudWatch and create a service map. So here's a service map for like this Node.js application, which you can actually see right here. It's just straight off of the AWS website. What it will do is if you hit start, it'll create these faux logins, if you will, right? And so what you can do from there is you can actually go into X-Ray. Oh, look at that. You can go to X-Ray and, you know, I actually resized it based on health and traffic. So you can actually, like, here's health, here's traffic, right? And notice there's no errors, but there are some like warnings around this, that, or the other. If you click into this, well, actually there are some errors. That's not fault. I thought those were faults. That was errors. Notice there are some errors here, and you can actually dive into this by analyzing traces if you want to. So you can actually dive in deeper into the service just by clicking into it. If you're like, let's see, where are these URLs? Here's the user agent. Here's the trace list, for example. And, you know, most of this is clickable, like if you want to go further into this whole thing. So there was a 404 denied here in this particular case. Looks like every once in a while it would throw a false login. And so here is a deeper thing around, oh, okay. What's the error that we got? We were trying to get something. A 404. Duration was 1 millisecond. Here are the resources that were involved, any annotations if you want to annotate, any metadata or any exceptions. So this is a segment inside the trace. So this is just an example of how like you can like get into the traces. This doesn't go as deep as say like a New Relic or an App Dynamics or God, what's the other one? Datadog has an APM solution as well. It's not as deep as those, but it gets pretty far into the meta, right? And so it'll tell you exactly what it was that caused the source of the error and the failure. So just know that you can run this in at any time, pretty much for like 10 cents. I want to say like an hour or something inside of AWS. If you want to see it, it's just the demo X-Ray account, but you can see all your service maps. Although that apparently is not storing one. Let's see what's going on here. I'm in Oregon. There it is. Let's take a look at the last 6 hours. Oh, that's right. And no login. So here's a service map. You want to see traces? Here's all the traces. If you want deeper analytics, you have to like kind of deep dive into the traces themselves. And I don't think I've done any sampling rules or any encryption rules or set up any groups, but this will allow you to basically see a basic service map, including all of its setup. This does, by the way, launch into a service called CloudFormation, which allows you to programmatically, like in a file, actually define all your AWS resources, including the launching of apps and whatnot. In order to stop this or delete it, you just have to delete this particular stack. So, but that's just to give you an example of how X-Ray functions, just give you the live service map you can click on. Okay.